Thank you for your investment of time and your sacrifice of time to find out a little bit more about homelessness.
A lot of times, you may take the smallest thing for granted.
I just got a nursing home today. I've been there for about 3 months.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And, they told me to go down to the Salvation Army. I'm not from here. I used to stay up on Johnson Mountain. I was way behind over there. You can't live. You got to pay money to live.
Yeah.
You can't pay money, don't grow on trees.
Your halo better gleam, better gleam. What of all those wayward priests, the ones who like to drink?
I worked just about all my life, and I got involved in some drugs with the penitentiary. I came out. This is what I came out.
One day, I lost my job and lost my house. I was in the hedge.
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I come here to get off alcohol. I've got mental and physical abuse from when I was little. I got thrown out in foster care when I was 8, 9 years old. I was in 20 or more homes, and my last foster parents that's in Lexington are really trying to help me get it right.
I had good jobs until the economic meltdown. I was doing corporate parties as a waiter and a bartender.
I can just go ahead and admit that my road to homelessness started probably when I was in my teenage years. I come from a 2-parent home. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She was a seamstress for the neighborhood. She can whip out outfits like that. My dad was, and he still is, a business owner. But during that time, he had to invest a lot of time in getting the business off the ground. Unfortunately, most of that time denied me of his presence. During my teenage years, I just had a lot of questions. And one thing that I did have was friends. You know, my parents getting on my nerve. I just talked to my friends. My girlfriend just blowing me. I talk to my friends. School is, I talk to my friends. But unfortunately for me, my friends were also the ones to introduce me to drugs and alcohol. By the time I got into high school, I was up to 2 packs a day of cigarettes. I was smoking marijuana, PCP, doing some LSD, doing some mushrooms, and I literally needed 2 pints of E&J to start my day before I could even get out of bed to think about school. But also in high school, I became a father. And with the obligations and the desire to not just be the best son that I could be, or the best brother that I could be, or the best student that I could be, but to be the best father that I could be, and not seeing anyone there to help me navigate that road, my best thinking said, everybody be better off if he wasn't around here to mess it up. The longest amount of time that I've spent on the streets of D.C. was 5 years straight. And during that time, I've become privy to what I call mass inhumanity to man.
So many people, you just don't exist to them. They put up a wall. They look straight ahead. They'll do anything. Like, parents will suddenly start talking to their kids. They'll put headphones in, look like they'll cut across the street like diagonally to avoid having to walk past you.
I remember one morning I got up, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm feeling all right. I'm starting to accept my reality. I woke up on this bench, but I'm kind of happy. I got a song in my heart. Lady came by, and with my best Andre smile, I said, "Good morning," and she spits in my face. Had another individual throw a hot cup of coffee on me for complimenting her outfit. And it takes a toll on an individual.
I was at the World War II/Vietnam Memorial, and so like they have this option of either going through me, or like they can turn around and like go some way. And a lot of them, I was looking at them, and the instant they saw me, they just like turned around and went this way. So like they'll avoid you.
I just can't understand how an individual can spot me or any other person from 3 feet away and still won't acknowledge my very existence. But 2 feet behind me, they see a little puppy and they're like, "Hi, little puppy, how you doing?" And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a human being. But on the weekend, they come out with their groups and they want me to greet them with love, but you treated me like shit for 6 days. I don't understand that. You know, still get the school kids that ride by on the school bus and point and snicker. The teenagers that ride on their skateboards and throw a cup of urine on me, smash me in the face with a plate of whipped cream covered feces. Set my blankets on fire when I'm asleep up under them and run away laughing.
Street life is no life. You don't think you're homeless, you're a drunk, or you're a drug addict. Well, all of us here ain't like that.
Like they don't want to even come near you sometimes.
82% of our assaults and 62% of our homicides perpetrated on the homeless community come from individuals between the ages of 13 and 21. So yeah, a big group of y'all running over to give me a sandwich, first thing out of my mouth is, "Back up off me!" To get you away from me. You might be the same ones that set my blankets on fire.
I mean, like, the incredible thing about panhandling is that even, like, that was, like, that was good, but the second best thing that happened was somebody just said hi. Like, just, like, acknowledging that we exist.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet an individual that can explain to me why we have more animal shelters in this country. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an animal hater. I had 2 kittens, love them to death. Why we have more animal shelters in this country than we have shelters for human beings. A 6-to-1 ratio.
Sleep in your own bed tonight.
A whole lot of red tape, and most of it came about because of people's unwillingness to go ahead and look at the big picture. Instead of just saying, okay, yeah, he has this issue he's dealing with, but only thing he needs to do is this. You know what I'm saying?
My foster dad is working with me. I'm trying to get into another program. I come here, there's more drugs in the program than is on the streets. And I got a disability worker that is helping me from Phoenix, and I'm still working with her, but right now my worker is trying to help me get into another safer place, and then you know what I thought it was when I came here.
If you need need a photo ID, then until recently, it still took you a month to get a photo ID. And during that time, you still have to go ahead and do your survival. Depending on your survival, do things to go ahead and get you something to eat. But you had to go to one place to get a voucher. You had 2 weeks to wait for that voucher to be approved. Then you had to go to another place to get another voucher to go ahead and take care of some other things. And nobody bothered to tell you that you needed a mailing address. Now already 3 weeks have went by. So when you go try to get your photo ID or your Social Security card, no one ever told you that you needed a mailing address. So now you have to try to find an agency that will allow you to use their address as your mailing address. When your main goal was to get that photo ID so you can start applying for different programs. So you can start applying for different resources. Or to go ahead and start applying for a job. It's never ending and it's tedious.
I mean, I come out to this way of life here, and I mean, you know, it's a living hell, you know, to tell you the truth. Homeless people, I mean, we go through a lot of chaos, you know. Not that we're just, we don't want to work, or, you know, it's just hard to find a job when a person sees you with a backpack on your back. Well, they'll get up, they'll move to the other side of the street because, you know, I don't want to be around that guy. He's homeless.
Every service isn't open every day. Every service isn't available for all their resources every day. They might feed 200 to 300 people, but they only allow 10 people to take showers or 20 people to do their laundry. A whole lot of individuals will go ahead and say, well, why don't they go here and why don't they go there? And I'm like, well, y'all the general public, y'all know where all these agencies are, but you won't talk to us, so how are we supposed to know where they're at?
And every time I go try to get help, hell, the damn places that I try to get help is worse than where I was at before.
Life was good. I got me an apartment, and I started realizing that, well, it was brought to my attention by one of my neighbors. I came out after being in there for like 3 months, being in my apartment for like 3 months. I came out and he said, man, you okay? Where you been? And I was like, what you talking about? He said, well, I'll see you one day in a week and then I don't see you till the next week. And I had to honestly sit down and think about, well, where the heck did I go? And I realized that I've been going to work religiously, paying my bills. At least 3 weeks out of the month, I was still sleeping out on the streets. My bills were paid, keys in my pocket. I knew my way there. And one of my friends told me that I was chronically homeless, that I had been in and out of homelessness and dealing with homelessness for so long, at such an intensity, that I was conditioned by homelessness. I was institutionalized by homelessness. Homelessness had become my comfort zone. I needed to be forced to learn and accept my environment, to learn and accept Andre. And during that process, I realized how long it had been since I loved Andre. We need computer literacy. We need job writing and resume writing techniques. We need to go ahead and make sure our health is straight. We need financial management classes because it makes no sense for like Housing First or any other housing initiative to go ahead and say, yeah, we'll go ahead and get you off the street and get you into a shelter and put you in an apartment, and then we'll help you get a job, but I can't save a dime. That's just keeping me in the system. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of major players in the political arena and in business that have literally turned homelessness into a business. Instead of trying to go ahead and end homelessness, they just want to maintain homelessness.
I mean, you know, and a lot of people here, you know, I mean, they're more than willing to work, but nobody gives them the chance to get back up on their feet.
My boss told me that he was grooming me for management. So I said, yeah, he recognized. Yeah, that's right. He said, I need you to go ahead and invest more time on the job. So that means letting school go. without hesitation, I gave him his badge. I gave him his uniform. Because I knew I was straight. I knew I was safe because I had a 3-month emergency fund saved up. And for somebody with my financial management history, that was freaking amazing. But you know, 3 months passed, that job didn't come through. It still hasn't come through. And it's been a year and a half, 175 resumes submitted, 25 interviews, no callbacks.
We need life skills. Don't just warehouse us in a shelter and say, okay, you're all right now, because we're not. In order for us, in order for us to be self-sufficient, we need those skills that help us reintegrate back into society.
When you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, that face you see in the mirror can very well be the face that you see on the street.
People are people. We are not our circumstances.
Start seeing people as you want to be seen. You want to be seen as an individual. Start seeing people despite their circumstances, seeing them that same way.
I have 3 daughters.
And I got 5 grandkids.
Also, in my 3rd year of my bachelor's in business administration. Homelessness is not about numbers. It's not about statistics. It's about people. Each and every one of you hold the gift to impact another person's life. Everybody has a gift to help someone else. And you have that obligation. You have that obligation. And there's one thing that I can promise you. If you don't deny us in the homeless community your gift, we certainly won't deny you ours.